Achyuta. That's what he's describing here. He never fall. So we have to catch hold of such kind of person. If you are in a one kind of doubt or any kind of problem, we have to catch hold of a person like Achyuta who never falls. So if you catch hold of a person who is already in falling stage, there is no point in that. So he will further put you in down. So that's what we have to learn from this one. So we'll discuss in detail once we go to the next slokas on that. 23. योत्स्यमानानवेक्षेऽहं य एतेऽत्र समागताः धार्तराष्ट्रस्य दुर्भिज्येर्युद्धे प्रियचिकीर्षवः.
Let me see those who have come here to fight, wishing to please the evil minded son of Dhritarashtra.
Yeah, Arjuna wants to see who has come to fight. That means who is supporting Duryodhana. So that's what he wants to see. So let's analyze the slokas 21 and 20, 22, 21 to 23. Here in the sloka, in the previous sloka, if you see, so my chariot, he says. My chariot here, you can see here, my chariot means he's talking about my. That's what Krishna is trying to identify here. That is a seed for Krishna's further instruction. That means he has that kind of proudness, Arjuna, still, because he's a great warrior. That's what he's thinking. So it is a seed here. It has been given to Krishna to answer to that. So Krishna is a Bhakta Vatsala. Means whatever problem that we have it, Krishna is trying to clarify. So further instruction. Because Arjuna is a devotee, if we can tell him the truth about that, so that he will listen. Person like Duryodhana, he never listens. Even you try to advise also, he will never care about that one. So Arjuna, though he may fall down, though he may have that kind of proudness, once he clarifies that this you should not be like this, then persons like Arjuna can understand. Okay, the meaning of Achyuta is infallible. So that means he never falls down. So that's what is indicating here. So and also indirectly Sanjay is warning again the Dhritarashtra, saying that he's a Hrishikesa. He has been pointed out here again. He's a supreme person Hrishikesa, the Krishna. The Lord's census was unchallenged. That means Hrishikesa, in the sense, last class also we told, so he's the controller of all the senses. That means Arjuna senses to be controlled by Krishna. Here, the last class also we discussed about the 5 horses. They are representing all our 5 senses. Yeah, means 5 senses. So eyes, ear, and nose, and touch. This our sarira, our skin, and also tongue. That we say. So all these 5 senses. So 5 senses. The 5 horses represent all the 5 senses. So he's putting in a hand. That means he's a controller of 5 senses. Hrishikesa. That's how simply we can say that one. Okay. Okay. Next we go, and also further explanation of these 3 slokas. Relationship between Lord and devotee is sweet and transcendental. So though he has that kind of proudness, he's trying to address that and answer to Arjuna, Krishna, about that one. And also why Arjuna asked to move the chariot amidst the armies, because Arjuna was forced to fight against his wish. And also he's anxious, and also he wants to take some kind of estimation how the opposite army is. So thing to remember, in the last class also I gave some example of about the cricket match. So before jumping to the uh, play of the match, we have to see what are the strengths and what are the weaknesses of the opposition team. Who are the perfect batsmen there, and what are their weaknesses, and who are the bowlers. All those things we'll try to assess before jumping into actual play. In the same way, Arjuna, Duryodhana has seen the war, and he has explained to Dronacharya about how the opposition team is. Now Arjuna wants to see so how they are placed, and those things he wants to see, and he asked Krishna to take the chariot to in between the both the teams there. So here we have to understand one thing. If you see this picture, Krishna and Arjuna, I remember one devotee. He's from, I think, from in South India. It happened in Hyderabad, some place. So one devotee, he doesn't know how to read this English or Telugu or properly, but he has some idea. So, but he doesn't know much reading about me. But he purchased a book of Bhagavad Gita, and he's sitting inside the temple room, and in the front page looks this way. Okay, he never turned. He was just seeing the the top cover. Top cover will be like that. Top cover is not opening at all, the page inside, and he was crying completely. He was not able to stop his cry, continuously crying. So other devotees and other people who are is coming there, they observed him. Why he is crying? This person is crying. So they were thinking that this person may not know the English, or maybe he may not know Telugu, or the different any language to read. But he purchased a book. So because he doesn't know how to read, that's the reason he's crying. People are thinking like that way. And some people, they are different. They're putting their own comments on that, and like that they were thinking. Finally, one person went to him and asked him, "Why are you crying? Why are you not opening the pages? Why are you seeing only the front top cover only, which has got only Krishna and Arjuna and 5 horses? Why are you not opening the page?" Then he said, "Krishna is a Bhagavan. So he has taken the job of driving chariot for Arjuna. So he has to come to that kind of level to help devotees. Bhakta Vatsala. So that's the reason God can, how he can come and serve the devotees, sincere devotees. He can come to any level. Why he has to take that kind of thing? That's the reason I'm not able to control my tear, my cry and all these things. That's what he expressed it. That means the mood of a devotee by serving the Lord, it should be like that. That means I don't say that you have to be crying all the time by seeing the this Krishna book or something else, but his mood is in that way. So after that, so some of them has taken him and given the guidelines how to read and all those things. But just to have that Bhakta Vatsala to point to clear. So I'm just giving this kind of example to you. So though we are ready to serve the God with our devotion or whatever, but at the same time, God also will try to serve the pure devotees. He will come to any level and help the devotees. That's what I would like to highlight on this point. Okay, 24th sloka. Sanjaya uvacha eva mukto hrishikesho gudakeshena bharata senayorubhayor madhye sthapayitva radhottamam. Someone can read the translation?
Sanjaya said, O descendants of Bharata, having thus been addressed by Arjuna, Lord Krishna drew up the fine chariot in the midst of the armies of both parties.
Here, the important word is Gudakesena. Gudakesa. Gudakesa means who. So who has who has conquered the sleep? Means who in this 18 days of war, Arjuna did not sleep at all. Day and night, he was thinking about the daytime. They will be doing the fight, and in the night he was thinking about how the plan and all. He never slept. It means he has conquered. So that kind of a quality he has. So what we have to learn from this one, our practical, because unless we apply this Bhagavad Gita in a practical life, there is no meaning. Because Arjuna, those days happened, but how the Gudakesa applies to our daily life now. Gudakesa means, as I said, to conquer the sleep. So how we can apply is, even while sleeping also, if you are thinking about Bhagavan, that means you are Gudakesa. While sleeping also, how that happens? Regular practice of our devotional service. With that only, all those things will come out. Suppose if you go for a movie, and if after coming back home, you'll be thinking about that, and even the sleep also, you may get that kind of dreams and all those things, because that object has been stored in your mind. So whatever has been stored, as I told in the last two classes also, mind is nothing but a repository, is a shelf that we have it in our home. In the shelf, whatever we put, whatever items we put, those things only will be reflected into. So what are the items that you put, only if by the time you come into one age, suppose 60, 70, 80 years, that age when you come, all the other things which are not necessary for you for that your next janma, you have to take them out, and only particular to your God related only items only we have to keep in your shelf of mind. Then you will definitely become Gudakesa, because in the sleep also you always think about the God. So, Anchakale, at the time of your death, then it is possible for you to speak about the Lord at the time of your death. That's what we have to understand about this sloka, that Gudakesa. Okay, and then Sanjay said, what descendant Bharata was addressed by Arjuna. Lord Krishna drew up. He drew the chariot to middle of the both the parties. And then 25. Bhishma Drona Pramukatah Sarvesham cha Mahitshitam Uvacha Pardha Pashyaitan Samavetam Kuruniti. Can someone read? Otherwise, same person can continue today. Only one person can continue today, the translation. I think this is a Pratima somebody has done last time.
Sure, okay. In the presence of Bhishma, Drona, and all the other chieftains of the world, the Lord said, Just behold, Partha, all the Kurus assembled here.
See here the technique of Krishna. He took the chariot Wherever Arjuna can see Bhishma and Drona very clearly, because they have 11 Akshoganis Sainya is there, Sena is there, but he took the chariot. Arjuna should see Bhishma and Drona very clearly. At that place he took it. Why? By seeing Drona and Bhishma, Arjuna has to feel the compassion. Based on that, he has to raise his doubts to Krishna. Then Krishna will be able to deliver the Bhagavad Gita, not for Arjuna, for us. For us in Kali Yuga especially. That's what is a plan behind the Krishna. Okay, he's a very good director, I can say that. So all the direction, all those things he made the scene perfectly suitable for Arjuna to raise a doubt, and then it is all that Bhagavad Gita book has been given to us. Okay, and then 26 sloka. Tatrapashya sthitan pardha pitrunadha pita mahan आचार्यान्य तुलान भ्रातृन् पुत्रान् पौत्रान् सखीं तदा सस्वरान् सहृदच्छैव सेनयोरुभयोरपि.
There Arjuna could see, within the midst of the armies of both parties, his fathers, his grandfathers, teachers, maternal uncles, brothers, sons, grandsons, friends, and also his father-in-law and well-wishers.
Yeah, his fathers-in-law, so many, all his relatives, brothers, friends, and all those things, he has seen that. So we'll discuss that in the next session. And once we complete 27 sloka, we'll have the discussion again on that. 27. Tan samicya na kaunteyah sarvan bandhu navastitan krupaya paraya vishnu vishidan nidam abravit.
When the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus.
This is what Krishna wanted. He has to feel, Arjuna has to get the feeling of compassion by seeing the Kuru Sainya, especially Drona and Bhishma. So then he can deliver the message of Bhagavad Gita to all of us. Okay, just see the slokas here. Means fathers, grandfathers. Who are the fathers? The fathers, Bhuriswara, grandfathers, and teachers, and maternal uncles, brothers, sons, Lakshman Kumaras, and others, and grandsons, and friends, fathers-in-law, and well-wishers. All those people, he has seen that. Okay. So this is what we are trying to. So what, by seeing them, so Arjuna has got some feeling of compassion. That's what Krishna also wanted to deliver the message to us. That's what it indicates there. Okay. Now, so far we have talked about this Bhakta Vatsala point, and now it is a transition to all Arjuna's doubts. There are 5 doubts that Arjuna raised. 4 doubts will come in the chapter 1, and the 5th doubt will come in the first 10 slokas of second chapter. Okay, so we'll discuss the 4 doubts that Arjuna has within the next slokas, and after that we'll summarize everything, and we'll complete the chapter 1 today. 28. Arjuna Uvacha Drishtvemam Swajanam Krishnam Yuyotsam Samupasthitam Sidanti Mamagatrani Mukham Cha Parishusyati.
Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up.
Yeah, by seeing the friends and relatives, he lost that fighting spirit and all those things, because they are my friends, they are my relatives. How can I fight with them? That kind of feeling, the compassion has started in the Arjuna. So that's what Krishna wanted also. So in the Bhakta Vatsala, so far we discussed 27 after 26 slokas. So I just want to highlight one example that I faced practically, because it is not I want to highlight so kind of thing. I'm not a pure devotee or anything, but it happened to me in my life, and I want to highlight that. So because as I said, so yeah, Krishna is trying to help the devotees also. So he'll come there. So practical thing that happened to my life. I'm not a devotee, but still I'm saying that I just try to pray the Krishna, and he helped me in the sense in how he helped. If you take one step and he's trying to give two steps further on that. That's what Krishna is trying to do that. Um, one time what happened is we all family went to Tirupati from here. We went to India, and from there took the flight to Tirupati, and of Tirupati there we stayed in a hotel. So that is my beginning stage of following all these rules and regulations of regulative principles, and also Ekadashi Vrata. Ekadashi Vrata, 2 times in a month it comes, Ekadashi. That day we'll be doing the fasting, and otherwise we have to take the non-grains, means all the dal, grains, and all those things we did not take. So there are some items like quinoa or potato, those things are allowed, or sabudana, those things. Hare Krishna Prabhu, sorry, I'm in the class, Prabhu. No. So those things are allowed, but we are in Tirupati in a hotel. How can I get all those things? I'm just thinking about it. So we got ready. That day it is a Friday morning. So we got ready and came down, and we are about to take a tiffin. Maybe tiffin means normally we'll get a idli, dosa, and all those things in Tirupati there. I asked the receptionist, so what are the things that we can see in Tirupati area? So in the evening, we are planning to go to Tirumala, up the hill. What we can see in the here? He said, today being Friday, Alivel Mangata Padmavati Kalyanam will be there. You go there and participate. So after 12 o'clock, maybe 1 hour, 1 or 2 hours, you can roam here and there, and then by evening, you can plan to go to Tirumala, he said. I thought maybe it's a good plan. Then I said my kids also, they are very small at that time. I said, okay, we are going for Padmavati Kalyanam. So no question of eating any tiffin now. Just take some water and we'll go for Kalyanam. And after Kalyanam is done, then we'll think of any kind of breakfast or lunch or anything. Somehow we went to the Padmavati Kalyanam till 12 o'clock. By 12 o'clock we finished. Then again, my question, how can I get Ekadashi Prasadam here? The kids, because we have to climb that hill also. Then by the time we came out, immediately I saw ISKCON, one stall is there, book stall. Immediately I rushed there. I catch hold of that guy. Is there an ISKCON temple here in Tirupati? He said, yes, it is just 2 kilometers away from here. Then immediately all the family, we went there to take the Ekadashi Prasadam. We took the prasadam, then we climbed to Tirumala. What I mean to say is, if we have that will to do, somehow Krishna will make the arrangement. I never thought that ISKCON temple is there in Tirupati, and that too without knowing. I came to know, and Ekadashi, that Vrata, I'm able to follow without any kind of interruptions. So that's what There are a lot of practical examples I can say, but sincerely we have to try. Then definitely the God also will help us on the path to come up. But there are some lot of kind of hurdles will be there, and also he will, but lot of tests will be there. But all those things to he will provide the stamina to sustain all these things also. Okay, is a just a point of Bhakta Vatsalat kind of thing. How Krishna will help the devotees also. Just I want to highlight on that. I'm not a devotee. I'm at the same time I'm telling you on that. So just I want to highlight on that and some examples I would like to say on that. Okay, this 28 sloka. So he says his mouth is drying up and all those things he's trying to say on that. He's feeling the compassion. That's what Krishna wanted. Next to 29. Vepaducha sarire me romaharshach jayate gandivam sramsate hastat tvakchaiva vari paridahyate.
My whole body is trembling, my hair is standing on end, my bow Gandiva is slipping from my hand, and my skin is burning.
He's telling about his situation, how he's feeling. His whole body is trembling, hair is standing on the. So those Gandiva, he got it from the Agni Dev. So last time we discussed all those things. It is slipping from his hand, and the skin is burnt. This is the symptoms whenever we feel like fear or anything, and compassion. So those kind of things will happen. I know one of my friends in my college days. So she 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 is so intelligent, and she grasps so much. She used to grasp so quickly what our teacher says. But just before exam, one day before the exam, she'll be so nervous and lose motions continuously. I don't know why it happened just before the exam date and all those things. Somehow that means intermediate. I think she did at least for 4 years or 5 years, because before the exam she'll feel that and she cannot go for examination. Some people have that kind of thing. So Arjuna here, he's feeling is a good compassion, because he's showing that he's just shivering and his skin is burning. Those kind of things he's feeling it, because we can see a lot of people also like that, and showing good compassion things on that. 30. Nachasnaknomyavastatum भ्रमतीव च मे मनः निमित्तानि च पश्यामि विपरीतानि केशव.
I am now unable to stand here any longer. I am forgetting myself, and my mind is reeling. I see only cause of misfortune, O Krishna, killer of the Kesi demon.
Yeah, here Krishna is addressed as Keshava. Keshava means he's one of the demon is there, Keshi. He killed the Keshi. That's the reason he's called as Keshava here. So he is telling, so you killed all the demons and all those people, but not persons like your guru or Bhishma, relatives, friends. Those people you never killed. But Kamsa is there, but the Kesi demon, he's addressing demon here. That's the reason. So Kesi demon, so he killed those kind of people. He's addressing that kind of to Krishna. Okay. And 31. Nacha shreyonupashyami hatva svajanamahave na kanche vijayam Krishna na cha rajyam sukhani cha.
I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsmen in this battle, Nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness.
See, he's talking about the result. So, what kind of benefit I'm going to get by killing all these people? So, subsequent victory or happiness, whatever it is, to whom I can share. So, those kind of things he's feeling in his mind. That's what he's expressing here. Okay, so it's not going to be good for me if I participate in the war and kill all those people, and getting the victory out of it is not a good thing also. I don't want to, I don't desire those kind of a kingdom or happiness. That's what he's saying here. We'll address that in detail. So in the latter, I put a PowerPoints. So once the slokas are done, we can clearly discuss all those points. Next, 32 to 35. किन्नो राज्येन गोविन्द किं भोगैर्जीवितेन वा येषामध्ये काङ्क्षितं नो राज्यं भोगसुखानि च तैमेव स्थिता युद्धे प्राणां त्यक्त्वा धनानि च आचार्यपितरः पुत्रस्तदैव च पितामहाः मातुला स्वसुरा पौत्रां स्वालां सम्बन्धिनस्तथा एतान् हन्तुमिच्छामि घ्नतोऽपि मधुसूदनाम् अपि त्रैलोक्यराज्यस्य हेतो किं नु मही कृते निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान्नः का प्रीतिः स्वस्याज्जनार्दन.
O Govinda, of what avail to us are a kingdom, happiness, or even life itself, when all those for whom we may desire them are now arrayed on this battlefield? O Madhusudana, when teachers, fathers, sons, grandfathers, and maternal uncles, father in law, grandsons, brother in law, and other relatives are ready to give up their lives and properties and are standing before me, why should I wish to kill them, even though they might otherwise kill me? O maintainer of all living entities, I am not prepared to fight with them, even in exchange for the three worlds, let alone this earth. What pleasure will we derive from killing the sons of Dhritarashtra?
So here he's addressing as a Madhusudana. So he killed a Rakshasa called Madhu. That's the reason Krishna is called as Madhusudana. So you are killing the demons like that, but you are telling me to kill all my teachers and sons and also my brothers and relatives. This is telling Krishna in a different way all these things. And while killing and getting the kingdom, and also he's for the three worlds, conquer the exchange of three worlds. If even I get a three worlds, I don't want to. I don't want to. Why should I kill the sons of Dhritarashtra? He's saying, talking about that one. So, by he's talking about here. First, in the beginning, he addressed about compassion, and then he's talking about enjoyment. What can I enjoy by killing all these people? Somebody should be there to show for them. I can show all the property that I have it, all the kingdom that I have it. If nobody is there, what is the point of winning the war? So the enjoyment, compassion, enjoyment, and then next he will go talk about the sinful reactions that we will see later in the slokas in the 36. पापमेवाश्रयेदस्मान् हत्वैतानायतायतायिनः तस्मान्नार्हा वयं हन्तुं धार्तराष्ट्रान् स्वबान्धवान् स्वजनं हि कथं हत्वा सुखिनः स्याम माधव.
Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it is not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. What should we gain, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune, and how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen?
Yeah, he's talking about sinful reactions. Sinful reactions. There are aggressors. He's talking about aggressors here. Aggressors in the sense there are five things are there. So all those things we'll discuss in the later slides. I prepared it. So who is the poison givers and who can fire their own house and who can badly treat the women. So there are five things are there which are called as aggressors. So if I kill all these people now, I'll also become an aggressor. That's what he's trying to talk to Krishna on this one. So now he's talking about sinful reactions. First he talked about compassion, then he talked about enjoyment. Enjoyment is what can I enjoy? And now he's talking about sinful reactions. In the next slokas, he talks about the destruction of the family tradition and all those things that we'll see. That means the four doubts that Arjuna has, he expressed it. So we'll see that one. 37 to 38 sloka. यज्जप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोभोपहतचेतसदा कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकं कथं न ज्ञेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान्निवर्तितुं कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन.
O Janardana, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no fault in killing one's family or quarreling with friends, why should we, who can see the crime in destroying a family, engage in those acts of sin?
Here he is addressing about Janardana here. This is the key word here. Janardana means who can save the Jana, means who can save the people. So, but why he is putting the word? Each and every word here is important. All the a lot of he addresses Krishna in different meanings. Janardana, Keshava, Madhusudana, like the different names in appropriate way. Here Janardana means you're the one who saves the people, but you're telling me to kill the people. How how it is balanced? That's what he's expressing his doubt. That is the reason he put a word of Janardana. He will not always say Krishna. He will use the proper word, appropriate, appropriate manner in that. Okay, so we'll discuss in detail in the later in the slides. 39. कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः धर्मे धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नं मधर्मोऽभिभवच्युत.
With the destruction of the dynasty, the eternal family tradition is vanquished, and thus the rest of the family becomes involved in irreligion.
Yes, now he's talking about destruction of the family tradition. Uh, so far he discussed about compassion, enjoyment, sinful reaction, and now he's talking about fourth doubt is destruction of family traditions. So suppose all the men are died here, opposition person. So all the men are died. then there is no elderly person to guide the youngsters or the kids at home. That's the reason. So family traditions, if they're not able to, if there is no one to guide, so family traditions will vanish. That's what he's putting as doubt. If you see the family traditions now, because in this we have to learn, all the elders are responsible to teach the youngsters and the children how our family tradition is, because first of all they should know, then they can teach. I think if you can attend the Bhagavatam class on, it happens on every Saturday, our central time 10:30. Lal Gopal Prabhu is going to take that one, 10:30 to 12 o'clock. It is there. In that, lot of small kids are participating. Their age is about 6 years, 5 years, 7 years. In that age group, a lot of kids, along with the family, they are attending the Bhagavatam class. And surprisingly, what happened on last Saturday? 10:30 to 10:45 normally bhajan will be there, kirtan somebody will do it. 10:45 actual class starts, and for half an hour Lal Prabhu took the class, and after that kids were taken. Kids started talking about because whatever Lal Prabhu was telling, kids already know, because he was talking about Ambarish Maharaj, how Yakadasi Vrata and Durvasa Muni, all the story he was talking. Then kids already know about it, because they learnt everything in the Krishna Balaram class. Every Sunday, kids will have different age groups will have different classes. They already know the story. Kids were given some sloka by the recitation, and then some story like that. And each and every adult in that group finally gave the comment saying that these kids are so fortunate. We never got that kind of chance in our life at our when we are childhood. These kids are so fortunate that too, staying in America, they're able to get all this kind of spiritual knowledge. So each and every adult has felt the same thing on that. They themselves are, because they know all the story. They were not able to control themselves. They were talking about that one. That's the reason I'm telling. If you have any kids, any age group, please join them. Really, you can see the change just in a couple of months. And that is not only the spiritual thing. For every festival, last time Thanksgiving, that is also festival for us. Thanksgiving, how we can make the Thanksgiving in a spiritual way. That's what they taught in the class. And also now Christmas is coming. Christmas also, how we can make Christmas a spiritual thing, how we can connect that. So on January 1st, like that, every occasion, kids have been given the chance, and really you can enjoy it. I'm telling because that's my experience. I joined my kids also in the same group. Now, one of my daughter is teaching for the lower grade people. Means 5 year, 6 year children, like that. Really, you can enjoy that, and people, please join them for the classes. Really. So why I'm telling that is a family tradition. So elders, if you don't, so elders in the sense, so if a guru, so if they have the guru kind of thing, teacher, if the teacher can teach, really it will go to them. That means we can maintain the family traditions. Because of that, we have to learn all these things from the Bhagavad Gita. That's why I'm just, whenever his chance comes, that I'm trying to highlight that point. Okay. 40 sloka. अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रजुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णशङ्करः.
When irreligion is predominant in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degeneration of womanhood, O descendants
Vrishni. Vrishni.
of Vrishni, comes unwanted progeny.
Yeah, if all the men are died, so there may be a chance for the women to get polluted, means unwanted progeny may come out. Here, the best example I can give is Second World War in Germany, 1942, those times. Um, so Hitler put all the men of age about 20 to 40 years of age, all the men in the war. They are given the necessary training, and all the men of 20 and 40 years of age, men died in that battle. That means there is no a man next after the completion of the war to give to give the birth to the next generation, means next children. Then so till that point, in the way in the women in Germany also, like in our India, those days, they never came out. They were staying at home like housewives. But after the war, they realized this is not the way that we have to stay. So they came out. Then they started doing all the kinds of they took over all the businesses and shopping and all these things. First happened in Germany. Ladies coming to the shop owners and different businesses, they started that. And then so they hired the people from Turkey and different countries. So like that, there is a chance for unwanted progeny may come out. That's what Arjuna is expressing his doubt. So all these doubts, if you look in a high level, they look to be very nice and very correct also. Okay. And then 41st sloka. Sankaro narakayaiva kulaghnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro yesham loptapindo dakakriyaham.
An increase of unwanted population certainly causes hellish life for both for the family and for those who destroy the family tradition. The ancestors of such corrupt families fall down, and because the performances for offering them food and water are entirely stopped.
See here, so family traditions are going down. That's what expressed in the last sloka also. And there is no one to do the austerity, means for devatas. So to do any kind of offerings, there is no one. If we don't do all those things, all the supply that they do, devatas, food and water and all those things may be stopped. So why should I take the responsibility of all these things? That's what he's expressing his doubt on that. Okay. Next sloka, 42. Doshairetai kulagnanam varna sankarakarakaihi utsadyante jati dharmaha kula dharma cha shashvataha.
By the evil deeds of those who destroy the family tradition and thus give rise to unwanted children, all kinds of community projects and family welfare activities are devastated.
Yes, she's continuing still the same point of family traditions, unwanted children, and the community projects and all those things he's talking about, and family welfare. So first he talked about compassion, enjoyment, and then sinful reactions, and then talking about destruction of family traditions. So next doubt he'll talk in the next sessions, next next chapter, fifth doubt, that is indecision. So 43rd sloka. उत्सन्न कुल धर्माणां मनुष्याणां जनार्दनां नरके नियतं वासो भवतीत्यनुशुश्रुमा.
O Krishna, maintainer of the people, I have heard by disciplic succession that those whose family traditions are destroyed dwell always in hell.
Yeah, he's talking about the result, what is going to happen. So discipline succession. So if I, so if you kind of, if they don't offer, means all the Pitrudanda and all those things, then so they can go to the hell. That's what he's talking about, his doubt on that. 44th sloka. Okay, we'll discuss in detail. I have the slides after 46 sloka. We have the slides. I put it, so we'll discuss everything in detail there. 44. Aho bata mahat papam kartum vyavasitaya vayam yadrajya sukha lobhena hamtum swajana mujyataha.
Alas, how strange it is that we are preparing to commit greatly sinful acts. Driven by the desire to enjoy royal happiness, we are intent on killing our own kinsmen.
45. Yadi mama pratikara masastram sastra pranaya daptadrashtrarane hanyun stanme chemataram bhavet.
Better for me if the sons of Dhritarashtra, weapons in hand, were to kill me unarmed and unresisting on the battlefield.
So now he came to a situation, let Duryodhana people kill me. So I will be standing empty-handed. So let them kill. So but I'm not going to resist them. So he came to that kind of level. First of all, you understand this one. In the second chapter, we'll discuss about this one. He's a Kshatriya. For a Kshatriya, he has to fight for dharma. There are two dharmas will be there, Swadharma and Nitya Dharma. Swadharma in the sense, depending on your varna, Varnasrama Dharma will say, Varna. Varna in the sense, there are four Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaisya, and Sudra. So these Varnas are based on their their guna, their quality of work that they do, not by birth. If the person born in a Brahmin family means, unless he has the Brahminical qualities, he will not be called as a Brahmana. So right now, so there is no other way that we can distinguish, but that is a rule that has been discussed divided by Krishna. Depending on their quality of work that they do, based on that they divided it. So Arjuna being a Kshatriya, his duty is to protect the people from adharma. So now he is talking about Arjuna, I don't want to fight. I just simply sit, let them kill. I'm okay with that. That's what he's saying. But he's against dharma, he's doing that one. That's what in the second chapter, Krishna is going to address that. The last sloka of this session. Yeva muktva arjuna sankhe radhopastavupavishat visrujya sasaram chapam sokasam vignamanasaha.
Sanjaya said, Arjuna, having thus spoken on the battlefield, cast aside his bow and arrows and sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief.
Now he decided not to fight. He put his arrow bound down, and he said he's not going to fight anymore. So These are the four doubts that Arjuna raised. We'll discuss that in detail now. So first reason, compassion for friends and relatives. That's what he expressed. Even in our life also, we'll show the compassion. Somebody is ill or somebody is kind of yeah, made some accident. So those so many things will be there, and we'll feel compassion. Those good compassions are okay because we can compassionate and we can help them. Those we can do that. Uh, but at this, so this here, Arjuna's compassion is meaningless because he's a Kshatriya. He has to protect the people from adharma. So if he's not going to kill, suppose Duryodhana and other people, if he's not going to kill, so those people will spoil the society because they have done a lot of nonsense things. So that will continue, further spoils the society. So those people have to be given punishment. But Arjuna is not thinking in that way. He's thinking, he's feeling so compassion. So they are my relatives, they are my friends, they are my, so my close, my guru, those kind of things he's talking about. And the second reason is no enjoyment, even after getting my victory. So what is there to whom I can show my kingdom? Even now also, so if you go to India and come back with all the saris and all those things, if you buy and all those things, you have to show something to other people. So that means some kind of joy that you get. So I purchase so much this thing, that thing. And even buy a home also, you have to invite people. So that show means this much property I bought it. So we'll try to show to the people. If there is no one to come, what is the point in that? That's what Arjuna is expressing here. And then fear of sinful reactions. By killing all these people, will I get the sin or not? So in the last slokas, I talked about aggressors. Aggressors sometimes aggressors are, they have the 6 qualities here. One is a poison giver. Here in the bottom you can see that poison giver, and one who sets fire to his own house, and one who attacks the dead with a deadly weapon, and one who plunders the riches, and one who occupies others' land, and one who kidnaps a wife. If you see all these 6, Duryodhana party have done all these things. Poison giver for Bhima, they give it poison, and one who sets the fire in the Laksha they put the fire, and attach the with deadly weapon. So many times with the deadly weapon, when they were in Vanavasa, means Pandavas are in the forest, when they're doing Vanavasa, at that time also they attacked with the deadly weapons with them. And one who plunders the riches, and one who occupies others' land, means actually this land, everything belongs to Pandavas. But Duryodhana people, they occupied it. Means suppose after that they divided into 2 parts, the Khandaprastha and it became Indraprastha because of Indra's blessings and all those things. So they developed it, the Pandavas. Even that also they occupied it with all the gambling and all these things. And one who kidnaps a wife, those kind of things also they tried it, and it means kidnap in the sense here disrobing of Draupadi, and also they kidnapped the wives also. Apart from Draupadi, so they have done all the things. So these people are aggressors. That means Kauravas are best of aggressors. There is nothing wrong killing the aggressors. If any one of that is done, so then that person has to be killed. He is a sinful person. But Duryodhana's people have done all the 6. They are 100% to be killed. That's what he is going to address in the second chapter, Krishna. Okay, that means enjoyment and sinful reactions and the destruction of family traditions by killing all these people. Suppose if you don't kill them, they further spoil the society. That's what I told in the last things also. So there is nothing wrong in killing them. And fourth reason, if you can talk about the destruction of the Kulatshaya, destruction of family dynasty, family traditions will stop and irreligion increase, and women become polluted. So the same thing in a chart format, we put it there. And unwanted progeny by mixture of castes will be the happen. So, and hellish life for those who destroy the family and family traditions. And these are things in a tabular formats. Maybe we can share this all these PPTs to you. Maybe if you can, if you are not given your email, please provide that in the chat so that we can share all these PPTs to you. One person is asking and we can share it to everyone. Okay, so that you can go through, and if any doubts are there in the next class also, we can clear it off. Okay, and then uh, compassion part of it, Arjuna doubt. Arjuna's 5 arguments, 5 doubts. That is first is compassion. That is we discussed in sloka 28 to 30. And those things have been addressed in second chapter 11 to 30. 11, 11 sloka to 30 sloka in the second chapter. He's talked about who am I? Means Atma and body. What is the difference? Those things. So you're killing the body, which is temporary, not the Atma. That's what he's going to address in the second chapter, Krishna. That will defeat the argument of compassion by Arjuna. And the second one is loss of enjoyment. So I'm losing the. How can I enjoy if I don't have anyone? If I don't have anyone for me to show up all my property. That we discussed in 31st sloka to 35 sloka. That has been addressed by Krishna in 31st sloka of second chapter to 32nd sloka of 32nd chapter. What he says in that is loss of enjoyment. So if you fight, suppose if you win, you'll get the victory. If you lose, means if you die, you'll get Swarga Prapti. So anyway, you're getting the enjoyment. So why so then participate in the fighting. That's what he says here. And then fear of sinful reaction. 36 to 38 sloka, we discussed the sinful reactions, and that has been addressed in 33rd to 37 sloka of second chapter. So these are the aggressors, and there is nothing wrong in killing them. So he addresses that way in that. And destruction of family traditions, 37 to 43 sloka, we discussed, and that has been addressed in 45 to 46, and also in third chapter 24th sloka, it talks about the family traditions and all those things. And indecision, that is actually this comes in the second chapter. So Arjuna doubts of only 4 of them are there in first chapter. Indecision means finally he says, Arjuna says, I'm not able to decide anything. So he surrenders to Krishna and he accepts Krishna as a guru, and he seeks the advice from the Krishna. That's what, unless you accept surrender to Guru, so Guru is not going to give any advice. That's what Krishna is waiting for that. And till second chapter 6th sloka, then he started advising, answering all the doubts of Arjuna. That's what is there in this. And different ways, maybe I can share this PowerPoint to you so that you can go through. And if any doubts are there, we can clarify in the next class. We don't have much time now, and there are 2 kinds of trembling, standing of hairs and all those things. Ecstasy, we'll feel that. So emotions, the material fear, due to material fear. That's what we have to understand here. Sloka 29 sloka, we talk about material fear. Means if you are connected with the spiritually, so you never get any kind of fear or anything, because loss or gain, you'll treat them equally. If loss comes, you say that something mistake I might have done is I'm getting punishment. That's good. I allow it. That's what we feel. We are in the spiritually oriented. If you're getting gain, it's of Krishna's mercy. Like that, we will get the. It's not. We don't say that because of me, because I am doing all these things. All those things will go away once you are in spiritually oriented. So that material, because of that fear, material fear, this is nothing but material, not the spiritual fear on that. And also cause of fearfulness, practical application do not be disturbed by material temporary changes, because that is the nature of the material world. Temporary changes in the sense, suppose if summer comes, then we have some kind of enjoyment, and a winter comes which is very cold, but we should get adjusted to that. Those things that come and go, all these disturbances, all this, those things will come and go. We should not be overwhelmed on them. That's what the material things. But our goal we should not forget, and we have to reach the goal. We have to proceed for the next steps on that. And these things also, you can just go through the slides on that. No happiness and causes of such frustrations in life, misdirected interest, ignorance of real self-interest, and those things. Conditional soul. Arjuna is a conditional soul, conditioned soul. That means conditioned in the sense we are always thinking about I am this body. Then we have kind of ignorance and all these things, and we are conditioned about that one. Okay. And Arjuna's proposal. So those things, he wants to show off opulences, those things. And Govinda, the last class we explained it. He gives a pleasure for the senses. So that has been addressed in the last class, and we are just trying to repeat this one so that you can, in the PowerPoint, you can go through all these things. And also here again, this has been given the aggressors, poison giver. So all the 6 points has been addressed again here. And why Arjuna favors forgiveness. So those things also have been, we discussed these points. And correct understanding about the forgiveness, saintliness, Madhava. Madhava in the sense he killed the Rakshasa called Madhava. Madhava means he's a husband of goddess of fortune. Madhusudana, that is Madhusudana. Madhu killed the demon of Madhu. Okay, and then what is fear? Fear in the sense, as I explained, so it is nothing but our, if you are thinking about you as the body, then you'll have that kind of fear. Otherwise, you'll not have any kind of fear. And also cause of fear is nothing but, suppose expectation and reality. Suppose you expect something, if real thing happened in a different way, then the difference between those two things is expressed as a fear. That's what we try to put that one. And there are 9 types of fears in the basic classes. So Ropelas Prabhu has explained very clearly all these things. So again, you can go through the slides and we can discuss any kind of doubt that you have it on this. And family traditions, destructions, how it happens, death of elders, family traditions stop, and women polluted, Varna Sankara, earliest life, and culture is destroyed. Okay. And then so destruction of family tradition, how it happens, that death of elders, dharma is lost and adharma takes over, women get polluted, unwanted population, and culture and religious practice lost, and life in hell. That's what in a different way we put that one. Okay, this is also same thing, so we express in a different format in that. Okay, so with this we'll end this. Arjuna put the arrow on all these things. As I said, if any doubts are there, we can clarify now. Otherwise, in the next class, we'll talk about those who wants to participate. Means at least 4 or 5 people are needed. 2 or 3 people have signed up for the drama. It's not a drama. Don't get fear about you should have acting skills and all those things. It is just a group discussion that happens. Those who wants to stay and we can stay, and I can discuss about the theme about this one. And tomorrow and alternate day we'll plan at least for half an hour to talk about that one. I'll send that other document and we'll just play. It is just to give you the overcap, just give the recap of entire chapter one instead of you opening and reading the book in a drama format so that you can remember well. That's what we're trying to do. Next class mostly will focus on the drama thing. And if any doubts or anything are there so far in the chapter one or any other thing that we can clarify in the next class. Any doubts so far now? If not, you can drop down, and whoever is interested in participating in the discussion about the drama, you can stay for 5-10 minutes. I can discuss about that one. Okay, so Pratima Mataji and Lavlina Mataji and Aditya. Aditya Prabhu, you want to participate in the drama? And also Alex, one person has texted me in the morning. I don't know whether he is there or not. So Aditya left. Only Lovely Mataji and Pratima Mataji are there. So other people, maybe I can talk to them tomorrow. So Mataji, is you're able to hear?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. The theme, so you are okay to participate in this one? Let me explain the theme to you so that you can decide on that. It is all you are nothing but so you came to US and you are somehow you met all your classmates, earlier classmates, the college mates or whatever it is, and you'll be discussing among yourself. And I need at least 4 or 5 people. So one person acts like a guru, and so he knows, he's attending the Bhagavad Gita classes and he knows a bit of subject, because I'll give the entire script and all those things. That a script also you don't need to memorize also. You can put on your laptop and can just read it. So you don't need to memorize. Don't be worried about that one. So, but you have to do some practice. Maybe alternate day, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday can do the practice. Otherwise Tuesday. Tomorrow I need some time for the script to prepare. And Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday we can meet those 3 days, and we are done with the practice just for half an hour. So one person acts like a guru, and other people, all your classmates. One person is more attending in the classes so that he knows the subject, so that the other people will express their doubts. What, for example, Guda Kesa. What is that Guda Kesa? He says, and one person will not care about anything. Means he just joined because just to meet his classmates, he joined. He never go to temple, he never go to any spiritual discourses or anything. So finally the drama, how it happens is that person will talk in a negative way, because we need to have a negative role also. The one person will talk about negative way. Suppose Guda Kesa, in the sense, he never sleep. Arjuna says Arjuna is Guda Kesa, he never slept during the 18 days of war. This person, negative person, what he says, on Shivaratri day, I never sleep. Even on weekends, Friday, I never sleep. I go on watching movies. I never slept. I'm also Goda Kesa. He will say like that. In a humorous way, those things look like. And finally, the guru kind of person, he will address all those things. That's not Goda Kesa. The Guru message meaning is this way. And other people also will address that. That's one example I'm telling you. So I will write the script on that tomorrow. And on Tuesday, we'll do the practice. So totally 5 people. One person acts as guru and one person negative role, and other 3 persons will support that guru. Means they are also attending the Bhagavad Gita classes. All these 5 are nothing but classmates, and just for get together every week, they assemble and discuss about spiritual classes or anything that they come across in that week, and they discuss the points. So that will cover the entire chapter. That's what I'm planning it. So how do you feel about the theme?
It's very interesting. Just a nice twist to revise instead of
Yeah.
the same mode of presentation. So yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Prabhupada.
And also what I'm thinking is at the finally the negative role person, finally he will also turn to the positive way. So how the transmission happens because of the dialogues, other people are pointing it out, and how they are happy, even the gain or loss or any destruction happens, they are so happy. So those things, because of that, he also changes within that 20-25 minutes of maximum time that I want to provide it. So in the discussion, he will also change and he will also continue to the classes. That's what will end up with that.
But the topics that will be discussed are only from the chapter 1, right? Or
Yes.
will it be from other
No,
chapters?
nothing.
Only.
Chapter 1.
Okay.
Only
Sure.
chapter 1. But I'll take all the points based on that. That's what I told you example.